What's up? Hi, this is Manny Baines, and I'm so glad I get to share this information with you here. I'm back, baby. It's been a while, and I've been neglecting you, and I'm so sorry for that. I've been so busy making with other projects and doing other things that I neglected you. So I wanted to come on today, and I wanted to give you some powerful tips and tools so you can transform your life. I'm committed now to giving you nuggets that you can use to totally transform your life. Okay. So I want to let you know that this is your time. Okay. Go out and get it. We're already halfway through 2020. Can you believe that? Almost halfway through 2021. And so, time doesn't wait for anybody. And if you have to really make a commitment to say, look, I got to make the rest of the year absolutely amazing. And, I think the greatest motivation is to know that one day our time is going to be up and that our time is so limited. And so, why would you ever spend time not, you know, going after your goal, right? You have to really get that motivation inside you that what do you want to create before your time is up, right? Because the next thing you know, 10 years is going to go by. And so this is your time. Go out and get it. Don't stop. Don't delay. Make forward progress in any way that you can. Okay. And so I want to share a win from kind of me and my world. As you know, I've been making documentary films as one of my businesses, and our latest film, Fear, Face Everything, and Rise, has just won over 26 accolades from different film festivals all over the world. We have 26 different accolades from 8 different countries all over the world. Now, I don't do this to impress you. I do this to express to you what is possible when you start to really get committed and go after your goals and take it seriously, right? Great things are waiting for you. You just have to have the courage. You got to have the determination. You got to have the passion. And when you do this, I'm telling you, great things are going to happen. Okay. So let's talk about this. I want to talk about this pandemic for a second, this crisis that we're in. And most people are using this crisis as a crutch to say, oh my God, they can't do anything, the pandemic. This crisis has come to test you. Crisis comes to test you, and it comes to demand new pattern of thinking. Like, who has now been forced to navigate this online world? When before you could maybe drive, meet people for coffee, go to networking events, who has now been forced to now navigate this online world? Nod your head if this is you. See, crisis comes to switch up your game. It forces you to switch up your approach because you can't keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Okay. As times change, you have to adapt to it. Now, it comes to test you. Your brain is at its sharpest when it's put under pressure. And you know this, when you've been put under pressure, when deadlines have been put on you, you succeed, you triumph. So I want you to use this crisis as a blessing, as a stepping stone, as a way to create new opportunities for yourself. Because right now, before, your client base was maybe just in your general area. Now your client base is all over the world. So in fact, your audience has just opened up. You can now meet anyone from anywhere in the world. And so crisis comes to create new solutions for your business as well. I remember, there's a story of a guy who owned a gym in LA. And when the pandemic hit, all of the gyms were closed. And so no one was going to his gym. And he's thinking, okay, how can I got to think of something different, right? And so it forced him to think of new ideas and new concepts. And he came up with an idea. He goes, okay, if people can't come to my gym, what if I phone my clients and I say, hey, you can't come to my gym, but what if I ship you your favorite piece of equipment? You use it for a couple months, and after you get bored of it, you can call me and I'll take it back and give you another piece of equipment. His clients went, oh my God, I love it. That's a great idea. And so we started shipping out pieces of his gym equipment to his clients. Now, a gym membership usually costs anywhere between $30 to $40 a month. He was renting the equipment for $99 a month. So right there, he found a way to triple his income. And so opportunities are available if your mind is open, but if it's closed, constantly, focusing on the negative and playing victim, it's never going to happen. And no one's coming to save you. You have to save you. Okay. And I'm going to show you some rules on how you can do that and how you can create new results for your life. So let's look here. You really do have to turn your goal into a mission. All right. You can't be wishy washy about your goal. You got to have an intense burning desire. Napoleon Hill calls it a burning desire, right? What do you really want? You got to really want it. You got to really want it with every cell of your body. You got to want it on a deep subconscious emotional level, right? Because if you kind of want your goal, you're kind of going to do the things that are required to do. You're going to be wishy washy. You're not going to have that burning desire, that passion, right? So are you willing to pay the price and do whatever it takes? Because you know what? If you have a goal, it's going to be tested. It's going to be tested. All goals are tested for authenticity. And the purpose of a goal is to grow. It's not to get it. So you're going to be tested, and it's how many times you fall and get back up, because you have to really, it's the learning process that's the most important part of a goal. And I think people are scared to make mistakes, but that's a part of life. And I think school discourages us, right? It says if you make a mistake, you're wrong, but making a mistake is a part of life. And at the end of the day, who cares if you fail? So what? On to the next one. We got to get out of our own head. So you can't be wishy-washy. You got to want it with all your heart, because it takes that discipline, that desire, that focus on not accepting mediocrity for your life, not living by the masses, because the masses aren't getting the results that the few percent are, right? So you have to build a deeper connection. Why do you want what you want? Build a strong why, and that will propel you to move forward, right? When you have such a deep connection with your goal, and you're on a mission to either change or help people, or whatever your goal is. Once you do that, that's the key to unlocking your potential and opening your gifts. And all these strong desires and built up, it's going to give you momentum, because you're just going to be like, wow, I'm so committed to this goal, because if I do it, I'm going to prove to myself that I can do it. It's going to bring joy for me, my family. I'm going to leave a legacy. I'm going to feel so more confident. And by doing that, it will propel you over the hurdles, right? You won't care how many times you fail, how many no's you get, how many people reject you, because you're tied to a higher purpose, right? And once you know what you're doing, the how becomes irrelevant, right? Want is the only prerequisite for getting what you want. But in order to get your goal, you have to live by the rules and not by luck, right? You have to live by the rules. You see, this whole universe operates by exact and precise laws. Work in harmony with these rules, and you will win every single time. And you know what? Life will become easier as a result. It won't be a struggle. Imagine that things are flowing to you easily and effortlessly. You're attracting the right people into your life or into your business. You're connecting with the right people. Your bank account is increasing. Your body is healthier. Your relationships are flourishing. This happens when you understand the rules of nature and harmonize your life with them. Okay? And Dr. Warner von Braun said the natural laws or rules of the universe are so precise that we have no difficulty in building a spaceship to fly to the moon, and we can time the landing with a precision of a fraction of a second. Dr. Warner von Braun said that. See, he was aware that this whole universe operates by orderly rules, right? Grass doesn't strain to grow, water doesn't strain to flow, the sun comes up every day, the sun goes down, summer always follows winter, night always follows day. This all happens automatically and effortlessly. And so you have to be aware of these universal rules if you want to win in life. That's it. 100%. Understand the rules and work with them, you win. And most people, what I find is they're not aware of the rules, they're not taught them. And because of that, they're unconsciously violating these rules every single day. And, they bring it on themselves. And so you must now begin to think about yourself in a positive way. Most people think about what they don't want, and their focus is on that. And because of that, they get what they don't want. I feel like it's so simple. I just want to bang my head on this desk because it's so simple, yet so friggin' misunderstood. All right. So the first rule that you must be aware of is the rule of thinking. Okay. The rule of thinking states that your ruling mental state will determine the direction you will go in your life. If your thoughts are positive and harmonious, you will direct your power through constructive, aspiring avenues. However, if your mind is negative, then these forces will be guided into destructive channels. What does that mean? If you're constantly thinking positive thoughts, you will be driven down avenue. However, if your mind is negative, then you'll be brought the other way. And so this is a rule. I want you to write this down and remember this. You may have heard me say this before, but I want you to remember this. This is very important. This is a rule of nature, okay? And if you want to study life, study nature, because nature's rules are so precise and perfect, and we want to harmonize our life with nature's rules. Nature does not permit your mind to remain idle. Remember this. Nature does not permit your mind to remain idle. What does that mean? It means that if you're not consciously planting thoughts and things that you want on a daily basis, then unconsciously you're going to get what you don't want, because nature doesn't permit your mind to remain idle. So what do I mean when I say nature doesn't permit your mind to remain idle? Well, I could go outside, it's beautiful summertime, and I'm planting flowers, right? So I go out my garden, I take my flower, I plant it, I nurture it, I water it, I put soil on it, tend to it every day. And, my beautiful plant is growing and flourishing. However, if I leave that plant or that soil for a month or two, what's going to happen? What's going to grow instead? Weeds. So you can consciously plant flowers, or you're going to unconsciously plant weeds. And I think a lot of people unconsciously plant weeds because they're not taking the time to say, okay, right, my thinking is really controlling my results. Whatever I put my energy and my focus to, my energy goes towards that. And it's not anybody's fault. You have just been conditioned to think negative. Why? Because of society, because of the media, because of everything around you. And, you turn on the news, it's all negative. Everybody is for like wanting you to think negative. And not only that, your experience, right? Your experience is your greatest enemy. And because of that, you're not aware that if you just spent 5 minutes a day focusing on what you want, and that compounded over weeks, months, and years, is going to make a huge difference in your life. I mean, that right there. So it's drilling into you these success habits. And it does not hard. It just takes discipline, right? And it's got nothing to do with your intellectual mind. The people have degrees and they still don't get this stuff. And you just need to be aware that this rule of thinking is dominating your life. And so again, if you're not consciously planting thoughts and ideas and things that you want on a constant basis, then unconsciously you're going to get what you don't want. So you must make a daily habit to just say, look, for 5 minutes, I'm just going to write my goal out and I'm just going to focus on what I want. That's going to tell your mind to say, look, this is where we're focusing on, because your mind is like a goal-seeking mechanism. If you pick a target and focus on it, it's going to attract and bring you all the things that are in fulfillment for that goal. Most of the time, people are turning on the news and watching, the news, and it's all negative. They're turning on social media. They're watching somebody else's amazing life and they're judging and comparing, or they're focusing on their past. Who cares about the past? Let that go. You see, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Who you are is absolute perfection. And see, we have all these stories about who we are, right? And it's from our past. The mind likes to dwell on past experiences, but you know what? That's got nothing to do with your future. Your past is your past. Who cares? We've all gone through stuff. Every single human being on this planet has gone through stuff. You think you're any different? You're not. We've all gone through stuff. And you know what? Everybody's gone through stuff. People are just better at hiding it. Okay. And so we have all these stories about yourself, right? Once you start to rewrite new stories and input those, that is when you're going to start to live a new narrative of your life, right? And everybody around you, everything around you is trying to tell you you're not good enough. You turn on the TV, you see a beautiful, models, and you think, oh my God, I'm not as pretty as them. You go on social media, you see somebody posting their amazing life of how they, are living this lavish life. Most of the time it's fake, and you compare yourself. Right? Your wife, your spouse, your family, your friends, everybody's trying to tell you you're not good enough, but it's BS. You have to be in control of yourself, and you have to be in control of the information that you put, because the mind is so fragile and it's taking up information from everywhere. So you have to now take a step back, right? And I think I'm going to end it here because I don't want to overwhelm you, but start to now write a new narrative of your life. Most people are extras in their own movies. This is your life. You be the director, you be the star, right? If you don't choose to be the star in your own movie, you're going to be an extra in somebody else's. This is your life. Consciously take control. And one thing you can do is, take a pen and just write out the person who you want to be. That's it. And by doing that, you're focusing your mind on that, on who you want to be and the attributes you want to live by. So something I've done every year, every day for the past 2 years is I write a self-image script every single day. It's a confidence script on how I want to show up in the world. And that over time is going to slowly tell your mind, okay, this is the person I want to be. This is how I want to show up in the world. And the repetition of information over and over and over again is going to change what you focus on, and it's going to change what you attract and what your energy goes towards. And so I want you right now to just make a decision, just right now, please, that no more. And it's not like you have to take giant steps, small baby steps, slowly inching towards the direction of your goal. Okay. And so I want to leave it here. Okay. I don't want to bombard you, but I just want to tell you that whatever stories you have about yourself, I want you to know that it's not true. Okay, you are perfect, you are amazing, you are God manifested in human form. There is perfection within you, and the more that you tune into that and become aware of that, that's when these old stories start to disappear. Start to really get fired up. Start to really just say to yourself, okay, my time is limited here. At some point, I'm going to go. What are things I want to do? What are some things I'm going to experience? Because at the end of the day, it's not the things that we do we regret, it's the things that we didn't do. And I want the best for you. I want you to succeed. I want you to have a happier, I want you to have a healthier and successful life. But it starts with you. I can't do your push ups for you. So that's all I have for today. Stay tuned for more powerful, packed information. And I'll see you in the next tidbit of information. This is Manny Baines signing out.